Across our region, there are just thousands of kids who are Native, who are Latino, who often don't have someone who they can model themselves after, someone who looks like them, who's telling them about Jesus. And there are just kids from those cultures that are lost, aimless, wandering, and just need Jesus.
How do we reach under-resourced communities and provide staff to go after and reach those kids?
There are still more kids that are not being reached. There are huge populations of Hispanic students, Latinos, kids on the Native American tribes, kids who come from low socioeconomic levels. We are not seeing the numbers of those kids being reflected in our Young Life, in our Young Life clubs.
Growing up in the valley, going through hardship, having parents that work out in the orchards, really hard circumstances and unless you grew up here, you don't know how to navigate.
They will look to and respond to someone who walks into their world, who speaks their language, who knows the challenges of life. Maybe adults who have been there, maybe adults who've experienced some of the same challenges.
When a Latino kid or Native kid has a leader who's from the same culture and understands their culture, they just are so curious, and so many of these kids are just looking in not great places for leadership, for someone to follow.
The Legacy Leadership Initiative came about in a brainchild of figuring out how do we meet the underrepresented parts of our region. We have a region that's made up of multiple states and a diversity of people. Across our region, we have 14 reservations, and we're on 2 of those right now.
We are excited to answer the call to engage kids on reservations all across Montana.
Legacy Leadership Initiative is be able to equip them with tools of supervision, fundraising skills, be able to develop themselves as a good area directors. They're going to have longevity in the mission.
This initiative empowers people who feel called to reach out to students who are from underrepresented communities. And we have a lot of those kinds of communities in Central Washington.
So by equipping diverse groups, diverse staff, it will help this young generation to see that they have a place, that they belong in the mission of Young Life.
That's our hope, is they're not just involved for a year or 2, but these are 10 years from now, these staff folks are gonna be veterans who kids are gonna be going, yep, I wanna be like that person. I wanna give back to the community I grew up in, and we just can see this exploding. This is a huge opportunity. It's new and it's exciting, and we need partners like you to help us move this mountain to get to more and more Latino kids, more and more Native kids around our region.
Having a mentor in my life that was huge and crucial, and I hope that I can be that for one of these kids.
Kids do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. And the love that God has for these kids and the concern he has for their lives, that's what we want reflected in this ministry.
The opportunity is ripe and the need is urgent. Across these communities, adolescents are longing for caring adults like Josh and like Rick to point them to Jesus. Please prayerfully consider partnering with us financially so that we can place these new legacy-changing leaders in the lives of these kids. And if you can give by December 31st, your gift will be matched up to $80,000. So your support today will help change the future for hundreds, even thousands of kids. And together we can make an eternal and a now impact.